The way that temperatures are rising and the causes of temperature changes by us humans. And that's true, we have done a devastating amount of things to this precious earth. But there's also natural things as well, and natural warmings and coolings. And here is a creature that tells us that story. This is the lanner falcon. It was native here to the 1700s. But around about the 13th century, we had one heck of a cooling. Now, we talk about if we raise 1.5 degrees, we're all going to be swimming everywhere. Well, around about the 13th century, we dropped 5 degrees. We went from being almost subtropical to being very wet, cold, and pretty miserable. Pretty much like I am most of the time. But it also meant certain species couldn't cope with it. The peregrine was all right, but the lanner falcon, with its very low wing loading and a bird that loves arid conditions, started to go south. And as I say, by the 1700s, they were all but gone. In fact, up to 150 years ago, we had the lanner falcon in southern tips of France, but now it's just Africa. Why the lanner falcon was so favoured in this country, even though it isn't as powerful as the peregrine, is because it was cheap. And if you were a lowly knight on not much income, the equivalent value of this bird today in the 15th century, say, would be about 15 to 25,000 pounds. Peregrines would be 50 grand and up, and a female would cost you about 150,000. So because they're much bigger, the female, than the male, they always had the highest price on their head. And lanner falcons, you know, are a sociable little falcon. They fly very well. They're very good at catching partridge and teal duck and that sort of thing. And falconers absolutely loved them.
Now, the lanner is a little bit different to its fellow falcons. If I were to compare this to a peregrine, for example, the peregrine is heavier in frame, he is more powerful in wing beats, and he will be a much higher flyer, stooping from 1,000 feet down onto his quarry. It's out in the open, it's very obvious, you can see all of the action. But already you can see that the lanner falcon is not doing that. The lanner is a specialist ambush hunter, and they like to surprise their prey, so they are naturally drawn to cover. There's a tree line, a building, a wall, they will dip behind it. They will